Hello, everyone. My name is Louis, and I work with the Center for Advising Career and Student Success. And today is our second of 3 live streams for new CSUMB students to make sure you know what you're supposed to be doing to register for classes. I have 2 all-star academic advisors with me. Ladies, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Jessica Pinales. I am an academic advisor for psychology, computer science, communication design, and some math.
We make her work. Hi, my name is Chrissy Lofgren, and I am, oh, you missed one. I'm the advisor for psychology.
I said that one first.
You said undeclared? But we also advise for undeclared here. So, and I had to get my prop in, but now I'm gonna take my prop off. There's no subliminal messages here. Thank you, Louie.
She is a Cowboys fan, but nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
So before we get started, I want to just review some housekeeping items for anyone watching. One, you're watching this on YouTube, there should be a chat box like in the right to my right, and you can type questions in there. It doesn't matter if it's on topic, off topic, anything that's on your mind related to getting registered for classes and orientation and things like that. Just go ahead and put it in there, and if I have to interrupt the girls and answer it, we will answer every single one.
Anything, doesn't matter what it is. We'll figure it out.
And before we get started officially, I want to give everyone the broad overview of what is happening for the next couple days. If you are a new student starting in January, then this week is designed to help you find the classes that you need to take, load them into your schedule planner and your shopping cart, and then on Monday and Tuesday get registered for them. If you are attending orientation this Saturday, you can register for classes on Monday. If you are not attending orientation this Saturday, you can register for classes on Tuesday. I want to show you real quick our website, which is csumb.edu/advising, and we have a nice sort of one-stop there for all of the services we're offering the next couple days. So you can see right here at the homepage, we have registering for your first semester at CSUMB. You can start putting courses in your shopping cart tomorrow, and actually I think most students can probably do it by the end of today. We just want to be safe because sometimes there's a little bit of a delay. Your shopping cart, the girls will explain what that is, but it's basically just like a shopping cart on Amazon. You put a course in there and then you register for it when your time's up, Monday or Tuesday. 3 things that we have going on is we have our YouTube live streams. We had one yesterday, there's this one right now, and then there's going to be one tomorrow. If you miss any of them, you can go back and watch all of them. We also have our open labs on campus. There's one open lab, it's December 9th, that's this Friday. If you live nearby to campus, which most of the admitted students do, that is a day where you can come to campus, have group advising from advisors and kind of review your shopping cart, courses that you've picked, and just kind of get an advisor to maybe get the once over on it. And then finally, we have the advising call-in hours. That's going to be on Thursday and Friday of this week, December 8th and 9th. And those are in the morning from 9 to noon. And the call-in hours are basically a time where you can call our center, and instead of having to make an appointment with an advisor, you can talk to them on the spot. The time slots are generally going to be about 5 to 10 minutes, so they're not really designed for like long, in-depth conversations. But if you've picked some courses and you maybe have 1 or 2 questions about certain things that you're taking or how many units you want to take, this is a perfect opportunity to ask an advisor and get those out of the way so you feel good about the courses. Last thing to show you is we have a checklist for new transfer students. You can download this, print it out, put it on your refrigerator. This is a great sort of step-by-step of what you need to do to get in a position to register. We marked some stuff as mandatory, some stuff as optional. This is hopefully going to be really helpful for students. And with that, I will stop sharing my screen and get out of y'all's way so you can get going here.
Finally.
Thank you, Louie.
Thank you, Louie. I think the first thing that we're going to talk about is the catalog. Yes? Would you like me to run that one?
Wait, let me. Do we still have feedback?
Yes.
No, no feedback.
Oh, okay, it's just on our end.
Okay. Another reminder we wanted to make is that your CSUMB email account should be active today. If not today, then it should be tomorrow. So we really want to make sure that you, when you can use your CSUMB email account, that you start using your CSUMB email account, because it is the official form of communication on campus. So make sure you're checking your CSUMB email account. Right now, we're just emailing your personal accounts that you signed up with. But, and Louis, am I correct that today's the day they went live, the CSUMB accounts?
I think it's an overnight process, so it should be
Okay.
up tomorrow
Good.
morning.
At least after orientation, for sure.
Yeah, starting I think tomorrow, we're going to start sending it to all the official emails.
Okay, perfect. Perfect.
Alrighty, so we're going to show you where to find the catalog and what the catalog actually is. So this is our main homepage. As you can see, I'm logged into my dashboard here, so you'll want to do that every time that you get into the computer. This will allow you to access your email account, your iLearn, all the different things that you need in order to function at CSUMB are found on your dashboard. So make sure you're familiar with that. We have a video on our website that will also walk you through that. So if you're not quite sure how to use your dashboard or what that is, please take a look at our advising website and you can see a bunch of different videos. We've also sent them out in email too, so if you're not quite sure how to find those, you can check your email. So in order to find the catalog, you're going to want to scroll down to the very bottom of the page. There's a lot of helpful tools and links on the bottom of the CSUMB website. The one we're going to show you right now is the catalog, but there's also the class schedule, which we'll go over in a little while. So once you're on the catalog website, the most current catalog will be up. So right now it's 2016-2017, which is your catalog year. Once we get a new catalog for next year, you'll find yours in the catalog archive. Again, that's something you don't have to think about right now, but just keep it in the back of your mind. In order to find your major, you want to go to academic programs, undergraduate programs, and you'll see all the different majors here. You can also find a lot of information like the language proficiency requirement, general education, any university requirements, and then again, it kind of breaks it down by major and also minor. If you're interested in getting a minor, all those requirements will be here too. All of these requirements are based on your catalog year, so you want to make sure that you're always looking at the right catalog.
Let's look at psych today.
Yeah.
That's not biased, is it?
Not at all. So for each major, you're going to have the same kind of setup. It'll give you the major name. It'll talk about kind of some ideas about what that major actually is. And you'll see there's a bunch of drop downs here. So the first one is required courses. These are all of the classes that you are required to complete before you are able to graduate. And this is only regarding your major. This doesn't include general education. That is in addition to that. So you'll see there's quite a few requirements you have to do. And then it'll give you more ideas about different areas that you might have to complete. Some majors have concentrations and it'll break down those for you. So it's good to kind of keep an eye on this and see what is required of you. There's also a place for you to see learning outcomes. These are kind of an overall idea of what the faculty want you to get out of all of your classes. So you'll see MLOs, they're broken down differently in all of the different majors, but these are kind of concepts that they want you to have completed by the time you finish. And the other one is the course pathway. So this is pretty helpful. It's a very generic, if you were in the best possible scenario, this is what these pathways will look like. They have one for freshmen and also for transfers. This is, again, just a guideline. It's just a suggestion of what a general kind of pathway would look like. So it gives you an idea of where to start with classes, but each of you is going to have an individualized learning plan that you'll create with your advisor, and we'll tailor that especially to you. If you're missing GEs, if you're done with all your GEs, whatever those little things might be, we'll make sure that you have that in your learning plan. So again, this is just like a generic kind of guideline to get you started so you can see what is kind of expected of you, but each of you is going to have a different pathway. So just make sure you're checking in with your advisor about that.
Yeah, depending on your major, just make sure that you are looking in your email, because again, each advisor has already sent out emails. If you have not received something from your advisor, please reach out, maybe even to the academic advisor email that you have been receiving emails from, because that way, hey, maybe it could have gone to spam. You might want to check your spam, because a lot of times when we do big blasts like that, sometimes they end up in your spam folder. So make sure you check your spam folder. But if you didn't get something, let our office know.
Yeah, again, this is really important for you to take a look at because this is, again, what they're going to be graduating you from. So these are the requirements that are expected of you. Some of you might have transferred some of these requirements in, or there might be some other little things that are unique to your situation. So the more you know about your pathway and kind of what's required of you, the better off you'll be so you can advocate for yourself if something doesn't look quite right.
So once you've received the email from your advisor, it should have a list of potential classes that you can take. So let's go over the schedule so you can take a look at some classes. So down on the bottom of the screen again, is there something else you wanted to say?
No.
You are the boss of me. You click on class schedule and it brings up the current schedule right now, which is spring 17. So the web schedule is about an hour behind. So keep that in mind when you're registering for classes. If there's only one seat left, that it may or may not be taken. But on the left-hand side, under subjects, you can find a lot of your major courses. So, hey, let's say you're a psych major and your advisor sent you out an email saying the open classes that we have are Psych 321 or 301. You'd scroll down, you'd see the open sections. So like for that one, there's one seat in that class. So you would want to add Psych 301 Section 1. But you also want to add the lab that goes with it, which is Psych 301 Section 1 lab. And again, this is specific to psych, but there are some bio classes that you can pick different labs. There are some kinesiology classes you can pick different labs. There are CST, I believe, that you can pick different labs, right?
Yeah. So usually if you're able to pick the lab that goes along with the class, it will prompt you when you're adding the class to your shopping cart. So it'll tell you have the option to take a multiple labs. So you can pick one and kind of go from there. This is just a list of all the different classes that are being offered, just to break it down a little more for you. So at the very top is the course name. So you have the department that's offering it is the first 3 letters, and then the number, course number is right next to it. Right next to it in the second column is a section number. So as you can see, sometimes there's multiple sections of a class. Like Psych 200, there's Section 1, there's Section 2, there's Section 3. So you really want to pay attention to this because whatever class you want is going to be kind of focused on that section. So it's going to be a different time, a different day, different location, different professor. So that's why there's different sections. It's the same class, the same kind of curriculum, but there's just a couple of changes as far as like the physical location and things like that. So it's really important, again, to pay attention to those for multiple reasons, but you always want to know the section number you want to get into.
And let's say that you want to know, so what is clinical psychology? What is that class? Because that happens to be one of the classes we have open. You would scroll down to Psych 321, and you would actually click on the link itself, and it gives you a description of the class, and it tells you if there's any co-requisites. That's always important because the system won't let you add this class if you don't add. This is the lab that we clicked on. It won't let you add the lab unless you add the course. So there's good information on there. There's information on where the class is. It's located in Oaks Hall, the time, the units, and who the instructor is, hopefully. So
it'll also have the number of seats that are open and the number of people that are enrolled. Again, like Chrissy said, this is about an hour behind, so it's not completely accurate, but it'll give you a good idea. If there's one seat, it might not be actually there anymore. It might actually be closed. You can see also the classes that are full have this red indicator, so you know that you're probably not going to be able to add that class. A couple of things to keep in mind. If the class is full, the only way that you can add it at this point is if you crash the first day of class. You can't add if the class is full on the system. It won't allow you to override it in any way. Also, sometimes there's wait lists, so you can do that, but again, in the system, CMS, when you're registering and adding classes to your shopping cart, it'll tell you if there's a wait list. A lot of classes don't have a wait list, though, so don't expect that. And it's just really important to try to pick classes, that are full, so you at least have a full schedule. If you want to try to change it around during the first week, you're welcome to do that, but there's just no guarantee that you're going to be able to get into those classes. Just kind of keep that in mind.
You want to go back and show them GWAR?
Yeah, we'll do that. One other thing I wanted to mention is just the class number. So every single class has a different class number. It's really helpful to know this class for a couple of reasons. This will help you add the class to your shopping cart. It's a quick, easy way to find it in your CMS. It also will help us find it. If for some reason you need a permission code, permission codes are used if you need to override a prereq or something like that. You have to request that code from a certain person, and we'll show you where to find those later. But this number will help us kind of find what class you're looking for. The section number and also that class is really helpful.
Cool. Let's go back to the the class schedule. Just show them one more thing. So on the right-hand side is all of your university requirements. Many of those are your general education that many of you will be coming in with already, but a lot of them are our university requirements that you have to do here, such as GWAR, Service Learning, and Upper Division GE. So again, depending on the email and your major that your major advisor told you to take, everybody needs to take GWAR. So if you click on A4, which is GWAR, let's say you're a bio major, you're going to want to take Bio 300. And it looks like there are some openings in that one. If you're business 304.
And again, this is not a class you may take your very first semester, but for some like psychology or for computer science, communication design, this is a class that you can definitely take your first semester. For computer science, communication design, it's this major pro seminar class. So you can take any, you take this first one, and then you actually get to pick a lab from the ones that are being offered. Again, your advisor will send you out specific information about your GWAR requirement if that's a class that they recommend you take the first semester. So again, make sure you're paying attention to those emails.
But if you have any questions right now about the schedule, please put it in the chat and let Louie know, and we can answer it for you.
Oh, what a great segue.
Right?
All right, so I have a couple questions. One directly related to this. Christopher's in the chat, and he is asking, hang on, I just canceled my little box here. All upper level classes need ad codes, is that right?
Depending on the class, yes. So depending on the major, yes. Depending on your major, yeah. And if it says permission required on the schedule, then yes, you do need a permission code.
So it'll usually prompt you. The only other reason you might need a code is if for some reason either you haven't met the prereqs, or for some reason the class that you took that was a prereq at your community college didn't transfer over in our system. That doesn't mean that you don't get credit for it. It just means we have to do it manually. So while we're getting that sorted out for you as a new student, you can use permission codes to override it. So to kind of follow up with that question, we can show you where to find the people to ask for permission codes.
Excellent follow-up.
So academic advising. And you can use the search bar pretty much for anything to find on the website. It's pretty helpful.
We're judging your typing skills right now. I am. Well, whatever.
So on our website, which Louie showed you earlier, under guides and tools, there's a lot of information that will help you kind of get set up this first semester. The first one is permission codes. So if you do need a permission code, it'll show you a video on kind of how to do course validation to see if you do need codes. It'll also show you how to get the permission code. So you'll see here, there's a list of contacts if you need a code. So depending on the department, you'll see here it's written on who you can contact for those codes. So you are welcome to use that, and you can always email those people, and they are prepared to get you permission codes for those classes.
Excellent. What other questions do you have for us, Louie?
Abraham is asking two questions. The easy one is, how does he get to his schedule planner?
Schedule planner.
Schedule planner is in your student center.
So let's get back into that.
We got logged out.
And you'll find out here you get logged out a lot, so make sure you know your password and your username, which is your Otter ID. Okay, so we have your student center here. Again, there's a video on our website if you don't know how to use your student center, you want some more information on kind of how to navigate it. But on the left hand here in these different links, there is a schedule planner link. So you can click there and you can access the schedule planner. They went through a kind of quick tutorial yesterday on how to use a schedule planner. So we're not going to cover it today, but you're welcome to go back and look at that video. We also have a video on our website that will kind of walk you through that as well.
We have great videos on our website. Please watch those videos.
Man, whoever made those videos just deserves, I think, some credit. The other question Abraham had is he noticed that the CMS that we showed, just now, Monty Ray's, looks different from the one that he sees right now. And that has to do with two things, Abraham. One is this Monty River showing is a current student and you are an incoming student, so it's going to look a little bit different. But you also said that there were some other options you didn't have. So I'm looking at your account right now, and I might send you an email by the end of today just to make sure I take care of your specific case. But for everyone else watching, yeah, your student center will not look the exact same as the one we're showing. He has some additional options.
It will as soon as you're registered, though.
Mm-hmm.
It'll look very similar.
Hey, we do have some other questions, though.
Yay.
Excellent.
Okay, Matt is asking, how will I know which classes to put in my shopping cart? And does it reserve a space in the class when I put it in a cart?
Great question.
Excellent question.
Ooh, I love it.
Your advisor should have sent out an email with all the suggested classes for you to take for the semester. And again, if you did not get that email, first check your spam. And if you didn't get it, you can email our center or go on the website and find out who your advisor is, because if you click on staff under the advising website that Louis showed you, it has a list of all the advisors, and so you can find out who your advisor is, which is dependent upon your major, and they again should have sent out an email with a list of classes. What was the second part of that question?
So once you, we're going to show you how to add classes to your shopping cart. So once you have that list with you, we can show you how to add them today. But yeah, like Chrissy said, you'll have to wait to get that email to see what classes you need to take. When they are in your shopping cart, they do not hold your spot. They are just like you're at a supermarket, you throw something in your basket, or online shopping, you put something in your shopping cart. You don't actually own that until you put your payment in. So it's the same kind of idea here. The shopping cart is just kind of like a holding place for you to put classes. You can put a bunch of different classes in your shopping cart. Until you actually register on the 12th or the 13th, you will not have a space in that class. So classes do fill up while they're in your shopping cart. So if that happens, make sure you have backup and a backup and a backup for those classes just in case, so you're not scrambling to find those classes when you are actually able to register.
And you want to make sure that you have green check marks. I think we should show you right now how to add a class. We'll add maybe a GUAR class. How about that?
We can do that. So there's a few different ways you can get to your shopping cart. There's right here, enrollment shopping cart. So if you click on that,
Probably the most straightforward.
you'll see you get to pick the term. So you want to make sure you're in the correct term. You want to pick spring 2017. And sometimes it'll automatically put you in a different one. So just make sure you have the right one here. So as you can see, this student is actually registered for a class already. The green check mark here and the fact that it's in my 2017 spring class schedule means that he is enrolled. He also has some classes in his shopping cart. So you'll see there are green circles, which means that it's still open, but he's not in those classes and there is not a seat reserved for him at this point. So that's kind of the difference. You can see what that looks like.
Let's search for GUAR.
So
Let's
you can
do the schedule.
Okay. So you can do this a couple of
Let's go through that.
Okay. So
Since
we're
we
going to
showed
show
the
you
schedule.
a couple of different ways. So
I'm bossy.
yes, she's very bossy. So as I mentioned before, if you have that 5-digit CRN number from the class schedule that we showed you before, you can type it in here, push enter, and it'll add it to your shopping cart. That's usually the quickest way, but there's another way you can search also. So if you click this search button, you can search for it through CMS. This is the most accurate way that you can find classes because this is live, but it does take a little longer. So you can do a few different ways. You can search it by subject. So if you want to take, let's say you need to take HCOM 312, which is a GUAR class that we talked about. You can pick undergrad, and you want to make sure this information is filled out, then push search. And it'll give you all of the HCOM 312 classes. So you'll see these are the class numbers. It'll give you the section number here, the time, and it'll tell you if they're open. So let's say we want to take the Tuesday, Thursday at 8 p.m. class. If you click select,
That interferes with my TV schedule.
it'll take you to this screen here. If for some reason you need a permission number, this is where you would put it in. If there is a wait list for the class, if the class is full, it'll have an option here that you can select so you can get added onto the wait list. But this one is open, so we don't have to worry about that. It'll give you the prereqs, so you can make sure that those are things that you have completed. You go to next, and now the class has been added to your shopping cart. Another way that you can search, if you're not quite sure what class but you need a GUAR class. There's a few different ways you can sort by attribute or criteria. So we want a general education requirement. And I know we're covering a lot, so if you miss some of this, you can always rewind it and go back and watch it again. It gives you a list of all the GEs. So we want the GUAR, because it's the upper level writing. You can do search.
Bam.
And this is going to give you a lot more options because we weren't as specific. But you'll see it'll give you the class name, the number. It'll tell you if it's open or not. And you'll see there's quite a few options. So again, this is where that email will come in handy so you know exactly what class to add.
Excellent.
You can go back to your shopping cart here, or you can go to your My Class schedule. These are the classes that you are registered for. So say you want to add a class, but you forgot what classes you already registered for. You can see here what classes they are, so you don't pick a class that's in the same time. The system is pretty cool so that it will kind of bounce back and say, hey, you can't register for this class if you already have a class scheduled. So it's kind of nice in that way. Let's go back to your shopping cart.
Shall we
More
check
questions when you guys are ready, too.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, let's hear it.
Okay, I'm going to try to go in order here.
Did we show our face?
Yes. Smile. Look at the green dot.
Tihani is asking, my major is Human Development and Family Studies. Regarding the GUAR requirement, I didn't recall seeing any HDev options. Should I sign up for something else?
I do not believe that Human Development and Family Studies has their own GUAR built in yet, unless they're having students take LS 300. But I think in the catalog it says any approved A4. So we can check that right now.
Yeah, so kind of to go a little more into that, not all of our majors do have assigned GUAR classes, like we mentioned a little earlier. So psychology, kinesiology, possibly human development, those all are majors that don't have approved or assigned GUAR. So you can take any one that you want. There might be one that's recommended. So for psychology, we recommend HCOM 312 or Global Studies 362, because those are classes that our students have taken in the past. So again, that's kind of specific to your major. So keep an eye out for those emails from your advisors, or like Chrissy mentioned before, you can search for your advisor and email them directly if you have questions about that.
Okay, Abraham is asking, I guess a question for me. What username and password am I supposed to use to log into Insight in order to schedule a meeting with an advisor? Great question, Abraham. So a couple things. Insight is the name of a system that we use to schedule appointments with advisors. The reason why it's asking you for a username and password is because you're not going to be able to schedule appointments until, man, I think Monday for you. It happens once a week. But in the meantime, right now, new students, we're not asking them to schedule appointments with their advisors quite yet. Between the call-in hours, the open lab on Friday, and the webinars today, and the emails the advisors are saying to you, you should have everything you need to register for your first semester, and then you meet with an advisor basically when classes start or sometime in that first semester. So that's the answer. Is that right, girls?
Yep.
Yeah.
And we'll all be here in January, so before school starts, if people want to schedule appointments in January, a lot of us will have openings that they can come in before school starts.
Yep.
Okay. Couple more?
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
Hani is asking again, on the date that we are able to register, is there a specific time where we can begin to sign up?
Yes. Good
Love
question, Connie. So we're going to share our screen again, and we'll show you a few more things on your CMS account. So let's go back to home. Alrighty, so we're back on the home page of your CMS Student Center. So there's a few different boxes you want to keep an eye on as you're here. So the first one is holds, and we'll talk about that in a second. Let me answer your question, Connie. So under enrollment date, every semester you get a new enrollment date and a time. So if you see here, for spring 2017, this student was able to register on the 1st of November at 11 a.m. And this is unique to every student. So all of you will see either a date of December 12th or 13th, and it'll give you a specific time that you're able to register. And again, this changes every semester, so always keep an eye on your enrollment date box for the exact date and time that you can register. The other boxes to kind of keep an eye on are your holds. So anytime there's something that you need to do for the university that is crucial, it'll show up in your holds box. So there might be something like a payment pending. There's some health records that you need to get in for new students. What else shows up there?
Financial aid, the fall registration fee, the MMR, the measles, mumps, rubella.
Yeah, there's quite a few different things that will show up here. So first they show up as possibly like things that you need to pay attention to. At some point, some of them will actually turn into things that will prevent you from registering. So anytime there's something in that box, take a look at it. You can click on details, and it'll give you specifics about whatever that hold is about. And it'll also tell you who to contact regarding that hold. So you can see if this is the accounting department, there's some kind of fee. So you'll want to make sure you take care of those before registration every semester so that you're able to register without any hindrance.
Awesome. Bring it. What else you got?
Jacinto has reminded me not to call you girls. I should call you ladies.
Women. We prefer women.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's happening like as it's happening. I got the chat and everything. I'm doing the best I can. I don't mean to.
You're doing great, Larry.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Matt is saying, I have a list for my advisor. Should I add them to the cart or wait till the orientation on Saturday?
So add them now.
Add them now. Well, as soon as you're able to.
Yeah.
So like we said, you might be able to add them tonight, definitely, hopefully by tomorrow. So the sooner you get them into your cart, the better, because at some point we're going to start bugging you. If you don't have classes in your shopping cart, we're going to start sending you emails and asking you what's going on.
Where's your classes? Why aren't they in your shopping cart? Where's your classes?
Yeah. So the sooner you have a handle on how to add classes and the classes to add, the better off you're going to be when you actually are able to register, because then you're going to know how the whole system works. It's a brand new system, so give yourself time to get to know it.
It's good practice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Abraham is asking, will we not be enrolled in a course until we pay for the course?
No. I don't believe, and I'd have to go on the website to find out. I believe it's January 6th, and don't quote me on that. We'd have to look on the website, but I think payment's not due until January.
Okay,
It'll
so
allow you to register.
you can enroll in a course without paying for it.
Yep.
Yes.
Eventually
you have to, or they'll drop you out of all your classes, but.
Yeah, so make sure you keep an eye on that too.
For right now, unlike Amazon, you get your class as long as you've checked out.
Yeah.
Yes. You got any more questions?
Man, I think we burned through them.
Wow. What else would you like us to show? We showed how to add a class. Let's proceed. Let's finish enrolling in that class. So we didn't really show that.
Oh, yeah. So let's share our screen.
I mean, you kind of take over everything. You don't let me do anything. I'm just here in the background.
Well, you're welcome to use the mouse.
No, I don't like your mouse. I don't know how to use a Mac.
All right, so we're going back to our shopping cart. So we have those classes listed. So let's say we want to go ahead and add that HCOM class.
How do I know if I need a permission code or not, Jessica?
That is a great question.
Thank you.
So when you are in your shopping cart, there's actually a few different views or ways that you can look at it. So we're in the plan tab, and it's important to kind of be in the plan tab, at least for now, because that's where you can see if you need permission codes. So when you're in the plan tab, you can see you can select classes here. So I'm going to select all of these because I want to add all of them. There is a button here called Validate, and when you click on this validation button, and you can do this as soon as you put classes in your shopping cart, the system is going to tell you if there's anything that's wrong with the classes that are in there, if they conflict, if you're missing a prereq.
Uh-oh.
So you'll see here, HCOM, it gave us the green light to go ahead and register, but for SOC, these SOC classes, it's telling us that we have some errors. So enrollment requisites are not met. Enrollment requisites are not met. So that means that the system has not picked up on our prereqs that we have. Even if you know for sure 100% that you took these classes at your community college, our system does not always recognize that. So that means that you're going to need a permission code. And that means you're going to have to request the permission code. So again, you go back to our website and look under the sociology to see who is giving out those codes, and then you can email them and ask. When you are emailing, again, make sure that you're including the class name, the number, and the section number. That is the most important thing because that's how we determine all the different classes and know what codes to give you. Each code is assigned to that specific section. So if you get a code for section 2 of that same class, it's not going to work for section 1. So make sure you include that in your email as well.
Excellent advice. Excellent, excellent. Okay, what else would you like us to show?
Oh,
Lewis?
so we didn't finish registering. I guess we can. Yeah. So let's go back to finish registering. So we're going to add the HCOM class we want to enroll.
The thing on the right is going to circle for a while too.
Yeah, so if you see a little thing in the circle here, don't worry about it. It's just taking a little time to think.
Not done yet. You got to hit finish enrolling. We want to make sure you're awake. Mm-hmm. Keep you on your game.
Let's see if it works.
Right? And there you go. Green check mark.
That means you're good. If an error comes up, again, double check and make sure you have all the prereqs. It's not conflicting with the class. And usually it'll tell you kind of what's going on right here so you can fix it. You can go to My Class Schedule. This will show you the classes that you are currently registered for. In just a second. Thinking.
Validation?
Yes.
We did validation.
Yep. So
No.
you'll see here, it gives you all the information about the classes that you're in. It'll give you the time. It'll give you the date. It'll give you everything. You can also see a weekly calendar view if you're visual, like me and Chrissy.
Oh, yes.
We like to see a calendar view.
I like to see pretty colors. Pretty colors. Bam.
There you go. You'll see the class
Oh,
here.
where's my HCOM class? Hello,
That's
Jessica?
a good question.
Where's
So
my HCOM
if you
class?
recall, the class that we picked was later on in the evening, so you can push out this time here. And there it is
Bam.
at 8 p.m. So this is a late day.
Excellent.
All right. Any other questions?
Any questions, Lewis?
Yes, one more. Okay, I read something about a maximum of 70 units able to be transferred. I'm a transfer with about 60 units. If I'm interested in a minor and want to take an online Spanish class elsewhere, would I need to worry if I hit 70 or 71 units?
So the max you can transfer is 70. You're correct. So if for some reason you go over that, you won't get that, whatever that overage unit is. So if it's 1 unit over, you won't get that 1 unit, but you can meet the requirement. So if you transfer that class, you get 70 units max, and you'll get requirements for that Spanish class, whatever it is. You'll meet that requirement.
Yeah, so it's still okay to transfer the requirement in, just not the units, and that's okay sometimes.
Yeah, don't worry
Especially
about
if
it.
you're planning on minoring, that
Mhm.
I would assume you're probably going to meet the 120 minimum.
Yeah,
No problem.
So again, check in with your advisor, and usually we'll kind of help you count those out, or at least show you where to find those unit counts so you can make sure that you're meeting those units.
And just to reiterate, I'm reading a question here. We don't have to take the classes in the recommended order unless they are prerequisites, because I'm assuming some recommended classes are going to be full.
Yes.
That
Depends on your major, too. Depends on your
Yeah.
major. So some majors definitely you have to take those prereqs, but there are a lot of full classes right now. But yeah, if it's not a prereq, you don't have to take it in a specific order. Go for it. If you can get in, go for it.
Yep.
It'll stop you if you can't take it.
Yeah, it'll be like, just like that.
Yeah. And if you have a question about that, or you think there is a class that you should be taking in a particular order, and it is full, just email your advisor, and we'll give you the best, guidance for that.
I hear a theme here. Email your advisor, meet with your advisor, talk to your advisor.
We're definitely here to help you.
Call in.
And we're all really nice, so don't be scared to ask questions if anything comes up.
I'd say like 90% of us are really nice.
Maybe 89. No, I'm going to go with 95. My glass is half full. 95%. 99.
99.9.
Yeah, 0.9.
Okay. Boy, I'm thinking, okay, I sent everyone an email this morning about a Facebook group for incoming students. I know I didn't want to cause any confusion because the Facebook group says class of 2018. And I know that technically some of you are transferring in as like seniors, or even we have like 1 or 2 freshmen. So you might not technically be in the class of 18, but the point is that this is a group with a lot of current and a lot of new students in it. So you can all kind of share information with each other, and people that work on campus, including I think all 3 of us, are in that group monitoring it. So if you have questions, that's a good kind of informal way to contact us and get help that you need.
Yep.
And then last thing, I know we talked about this, but your official email should be live within the next couple days. And I'm saying that to be safe, but it's most likely going to be tomorrow. And at a certain point, we're going to stop emailing you at your application email, which we've been sending to date, and we're only going to send to your official one. So just get in the habit of checking that, because pretty soon that's the only one that's going to matter. Christopher's asking, how many psych students are transferring this spring 17? I'll throw that to you, Chrissy, if you want to tell them.
49 as of now, but give or take. There could be some students that actually said they were going to come and they decide not to come because one reason or another. But as of now, about 49. And psychology is the 2nd biggest major on campus, so we have a pretty big group.
Yeah, Chris is already, I think, doing the math here to figure out how many seats are open, what's going to get taken.
Get
You'll
in
be
the
fine,
clinical
Chris. We'll
side.
take care of you.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't worry about it.
All right. We will see everyone tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. The link is on the website under the YouTube live streams. And also remember on Thursday, call-in hours.
Yes.
Use the Facebook group. We might, if we get enough students, do a Facebook Live next week, which is basically going to be this, but on Facebook Live. So we keep an eye out for that.
Or my hat. You're cute.
Ladies, you did a fantastic job.
Thank you.
Thank you. If you have any questions, email us, call in, or tune in tomorrow because we are the dynamic duo, the dream team that will be here tomorrow as well, with different props, of course.
The pride of our department. Chicken.
Well, you know.
Okay, I'm going to stop it here.
Okay. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Peace.